And with the long weekend winding down, the number of travelers at the airport is ramping up. 17,000 burners will fly out of Reno Tahoe International over the next 2 days. But as Andy Guevara shows us, the airport is well prepared.
It begins outside with a special area set aside for travelers returning from Burning Man by bus. From extra garbage cans and custodians to collect all the little things that are discarded, to a huge bin for oversized items like tents, ice chests, and sleeping bags. After years of practice, the airport has this exodus figured out. They even partnered with the Kiwanis Club to take care of all the unwanted bicycles.
From 5 o'clock last night till this morning, after I think like 6 o'clock this morning, after there was something like 50 bikes in here, and so we've had people come in and pick them up.
And then there's the inside of the airport.
I think the dust is probably the most annoying thing.
Many who work at the airport would agree with him. The floors and many surfaces are covered with white playa. The fine dust can clog up conveyor belts, so most luggage gets placed in an oversized plastic bag. This airport has been moving Burning Man travelers and Labor Day visitors for so long, they've got it down to a science.
I took the bus in, and they dropped me off. I had my bike as part of luggage, and I just got right back on the plane, so I'll be home at 8 o'clock tonight.
Now confirming your travel itinerary, that is still up to you.
I haven't figured that out yet. Since being in the desert for a week, I didn't have any internet.
Covering the story, Andy Guevara, Channel 2 News.
Now, burners who didn't have early flights today continue to stream back into town from the playa. As Aaron Breen shows us tonight, the aftermath of Burning Man continues to add to the business of Burning Man.
And nowhere is that more obvious than at car washes all over town. In fact, you could say they cleaned up today, the burners and the car washes, as those coming in from the playa unloaded, lined up, and scrubbed down their campers, their vans, and their cars, all covered with playa dust. Some places do charge more for dealing with the dusting from the desert.
It's just real filmy, gets wet, it just makes a real big mess. It spikes volume up pretty good. The cars are a lot dirtier than normal, so we got to give them a little service charge, but for the most part, yeah, brings a lot of business through. Whoever cleans up at the end of the day, they get the worst of it.
Well, it's dusty on the Black Rock every year. Friday's dust storm was more than most planned for.
Apparently the worst in years, some burners told us. Especially Friday was a big dust storm. Yeah, you couldn't see anything. You couldn't see more than like 3 feet.
And there's no way to keep dust like that out, although this group tried.
We had this all over the floor so that it'll be a much easier job for cleaning and the dust doesn't get into all the little crevices of our RV.
We have dust in everything, yeah. It gets everywhere.
So is it worth it to have to come and clean all this up?
Absolutely worth it. We'll do it all over again.
Cleaning off desert dust takes more than one washing.
We had to wash these tents. Luckily, we found this car wash just down the street, and we're like, okay, let's clean everything as much as possible before we go back.
Okay, and would you do it again? Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. I advertise every way should go at least once, but I might take a couple years off before I go again.
Hard to argue with that. Covering the story, Aaron Breen, Channel 2 News.
Well, car washes around town say they count on business right after Burning Man every year and that they expect their businesses to stay strong through the rest of the week.